Segment 2. Understanding culture. What is culture? Culture is simply the learned and shared behavior of a people. It is the values, symbols, interpretations, and perspectives that provide a lens through which a community views the world. Our values shape our culture, and our culture shapes our values. We see what we have been formed to see, and we try to make sense of what we see according to our culture. It's important to remember that different cultural values and perceptions can be quite unique. Generally, one culture is not better or worse than another, just different. Or, as it has been described, culture is like water to fish, essential yet not often noticed until the fish is taken out of the water. Iceberg. A common way of explaining culture is to use the iceberg. A very small part of the iceberg, the tip, is visible. Most of the iceberg is below the surface of the water. The same is true for a culture. There is only a small part of what we can learn about someone or their culture just by looking at them. This is one of the exciting but challenging parts of crossing cultures. The tip, or the visible part, represents the part of the culture that's visible: behaviors, language, art, food, and customs. This is the conscious part of culture. Below the surface is what makes us unique persons. It includes our thoughts, feelings, beliefs, and values. It is implicitly learned. No one tells you that you are learning, but you learn it. There's no reason for it. You just feel it. Like the fish who didn't notice the water until out of it, many of us have never thought about our own culture until we've had a cross-cultural experience. One of the gifts of a short-term mission experience is coming to know our own culture differently than we would if we never left home. In stepping out of the familiar, there may be times that our icebergs collide with others, when our beliefs and values are challenged by the way others understand or live those same beliefs or values. Sharing your iceberg. In pairs, share the following. What assumptions might someone make just by looking at you? What would others not know about you just by looking at you? What is a value, belief, or attitude you have now or had as you grew up that is below the surface of your iceberg? How do you identify yourself culturally? Has this changed over time? Many people have a hard time answering these questions because we don't usually think about these questions until we meet someone who is different than we are. The next segment focuses on you and your cultural identity.